Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 21st of February, 2024. It's about 9:45-ish Central Standard Time. So, legalities. Remember, I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient psychic, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. The full disclaimer is down in the box. So, yeah. Do your own research, form your own opinions. There's the other stuff in the box if you want to get a hold of me. So, hey, it's up to you. Do check to see if you're still get the notifications because, ABC Corp likes to play games with people who don't want to be making them money. Okay, so, hey, life goes on. Now, one thing, I'm kind of laughing because while I was getting glued together, I had just finished going through all the headlines, and on YouTube I looked at the screen, and another channel was doing a live stream. Or I think she still is while I'm filming this, and so I'm like, okay, fine, while I go get glued together, I'll turn up the volume, and I was just kind of like laughing. It's not that her accent is so thick, but it's like, could she have had a couple of adult beverages? I'm laughing. I'm like, gee, I look at my numbers and they're on the low side, but hers were pitiful. So I feel sorry for the girl, but I guess her reputation precedes her, and she's one of those that last summer was complicit in trying to drag me and others down. So, let's put it this way. She lives north of Hadrian's Wall. So, I think people can figure out who it is. Now, something else. I do have a viewer that loves to send me comments. And I take everything she has to say with about a ton of salt, because she did finally admit as to her age, which I had been suspecting all along. Now, people born between like 1968 to maybe 75, those are the children that had their parents were the Woodstock and anti-Vietnam and pro-Watergate. Those were the protesters. They started basically 1968 during the presidential run job interviews. It was Humphrey and Nixon, and I can't remember who the third guy was, but it was one of the few times we had three big names on the ticket. So here these kids were born between 1968 up to maybe the early part of 75. And their parents were the ones that attended Woodstock, the free love generation, the hippie dippies. And the hippie dippies were very, very pro-left wing back then. And I've noticed, even in my own family, that the kids that were born in that span of time are very Democrat, are very pro-socialists. They support the burn, loot, murder crew without giving a thought to them being a Marxist organization. These people they don't realize they've been so brainwashed by their own parents and then continue to believe this left-wing propaganda. And they just don't get it. And that's what this woman is. She was born during that time frame. So she's a brainwashed idiot. She doesn't get that what she is believing in follows the playbook written by Adolf. And I really feel sorry for her. She complains that, I can't get this information. I go, sweetie, there's a shitload of stuff that you can download off the computer. If you can write a dissertation critiquing my opinion, start doing your real homework. What you're preaching is false information. It's the propaganda that the globalists want. Unfortunately, she's been trained to be a good globalist. I feel sorry for all her children and grandchildren because they're going to believe her bullshit, and they'll suffer from it. Now, speaking of brainwashed idiots, I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but the weather here in America's Midwest, it's been really above normal. And I kind of noticed that I do look at the news and weather reports from other cities. And the cities where the majority of the people who come into the U.S. illegally are seeking refuge, those cities, we haven't been hit with the normal cold weather or snow. So whoever's manipulating stuff is making things very comfortable for these illegal border crossers. But what they're doing is, because we haven't gotten the normal amount of snow that we normally get, we're in the middle of a drought. Our aquifers are not being filled up. You see, we need that snow to make sure that our ground is able to support gardens and crops. So among causing crap worldwide, they're shutting down our resources to feed ourselves. And yeah, they're talking about they're going to try to get everybody sick again this year. So everybody has to use paper and an alleged courier service to make their decision for the job interview come November. Well, remember, they're going to try to make people wear plastic gloves and face diapers again. Now, okay, remember, the laboratory where all this stuff comes out of is in the same country where a lot of these face diapers are manufactured. So people, please realize that the face diapers could already be contaminated before they leave that country. How many people who wore face diapers in 2020 ended up getting sick? I didn't wear one. And everyone that I know that didn't wear one, none of us got sick. And of course, we didn't get the whatchamacallit. But, yeah, be careful. They're going to try to push people into... They're going to try and repeat 2020 this year. And it's all a plan, because we know they're trying to bankrupt Donald with all these stupid lawsuits, because in the civil court, in order to do an appeal, you literally have to put the judgment dollar amount, or a fair percentage of it, into an escrow account before you can go to make an appeal. But a crap-ass criminal gets an auto appeal. It's Barry going after Donald because Barry didn't get to be have his 16 years in consecutive order. There was a 4-year break. And people got a taste of what life could be. And now they're going after Donald because they don't want people to have the good stuff. They want to keep people under control. So yeah, they're going to pull another reason to make everyone stay at home, which is going to suck. I mean, kids have been gypped out of so much stuff already that they're really going to be stupid little idiots. I mean, I'm just laughing. Even now they're making noises because I'm sure a lot of people have seen the old commercials. And if they have somebody at home and their house is more than one story, you get those stair glide chairs. Well, now they're talking about that they're going to have to put a stair glide chair on the stairs that are used to enter Air Force One, because JoJo can't do stairs any longer. And I'm like, yeah, they already have like an elevator situation built into the aircraft. But now all the stairs going up, he needs to sit on a chair to be a stair glide. Yeah, so it's anyone who is that incapacitated, the government does have to say, okay, he's not able to do this, so we have to pull somebody else in. But Cammy Poo is Barry's insurance policy, because Cammy Poo is more incompetent than demented JoJo. So they're keeping JoJo in for as long as possible because Cammy Poo was the insurance policy. Now they're even making more noise because I guess an alleged FBI informant, and I guess this guy's name is the same name as a brand of vodka. Well, vodka originated back in Russia, and they're bitching because this FBI informant allegedly has ties to Russia. Well, basically, Barry is bringing up more propaganda to trash the elephants. When is he going to wake up? But then he's a stupid shine. Yeah, that's what Barry is. He's nothing but a stupid, egotistical shine. Go ahead and report me, people. Hey, I'm telling the truth. Yeah. I speak my mind. That's why I'm not monetized. And I never will be. But something else that's going on, keep your ears and eyes open, because the Big Red Sea is now sending its Coast Guard boats into the waters that belong to Taiwan. Yeah, those Coast Guard boats are fully armed. Big Red Sea. Because, they're surrounding Taiwan, and they want that island back. But it's getting sticky over there. We know that the Big Red Sea is causing upset in other island nations, like I talked about New Guinea the other day. Big Red Sea is also stirring up all the anti-Semitic behavior in Australia. I haven't seen too much about New Zealand, but I'm guessing that is also going up for crazy grabs. And the Big Red Sea is also funding the rebel students in Myanmar, Burma, because it's right across. The rebel students have already gotten that area that's along the Big Red Sea border. Yeah, the Big Red Sea wants to enlarge its territory. Well, they've got Vietnam under communist control. They want to make sure that they get Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Burma, Bangladesh, and start trying to take over India. India has a lot of natural resources. It's just not talked about. Yeah, they want to take... The Big Red Sea wants to gain control of all the old Soviet satellite countries. That's their game plan. So keep your eyes open. The other thing that's going up, take a look also, I've been watching South America. I guess Venezuela and Brazil are touting the line that the IDF, that the Israelis are the ones doing a genocide on the Palestinians, whereas other countries in South America are saying, no, it's Hamas who's playing the game out of Adolf's, doing the game out of Adolf's playbook. So there's gonna be some high tensions going on in South America right now. Venezuela and Brazil are the most left-wing right now. Well, we know Venezuela's socialist. They took everything. That's why America's getting flooded with these idiots. But other countries, especially the ones that used to have the big drug cartels, they're the ones who are like, nuh-uh, we're not following this nonsense that Tehran is putting out. Because Tehran would force these other countries to stop their own independent businesses and distribution. Yeah. That's called, Tehran wants to shut down the business operations of some of these guys in other Central American and South American countries, and they're not going for it. They're like, no way. Ain't happening, dudes. And that's what Tehran is forgetting. They're trying to stop these guys from Central America and South America. They're trying to stop their business operations. And we've all seen how nasty they can get. So believe it or not, our enemy is also the enemy of our enemy. So maybe we need to pay more attention and be a lot nicer to certain Central American and South American countries, because they're the ones that will be able to do the most damage to the evil empire. It's called you don't undercut a cartel. And that's what Tehran is doing. How stupid can they get? I guess they only focus on getting rid of everybody who doesn't pray 5 times a day. And I know even when I'm out and about, I see these stupid women in the hijab, and I look at them, I go, if you want to be an American, remove the hijab. If you're going to stay wearing that, why don't you dress totally in the abaya so nobody can see your figure? Well, knock it off. If you're an American, show your hair. That's what the women in Iran are actually doing, and they're being penalized, persecuted. The gals in Saudi, boom, they're in total Western wear. Same with in Jordan. But they prefer to still be dominated by the misogynistic jihadists. I mean, even the jihadists, Tehran, we can't believe a word that's coming out of Gaza, because Tehran will only allow the news agencies out of Gaza to put out word what's going on. So nobody actually knows what's going on except the yellow journalism, the propaganda that Tehran is putting out to everybody. So we can't believe 90% of the garbage about how horrible the IDF or anybody else is. Now, we know that also, let's put it this way, NATO and all these other organizations, the EU, we know that they're the mechanics of the Davos dudes. Well, now, okay, we had the guys, the farmers in the Netherlands, France, Germany, saying, not happening, no more. We've got trains full of grain, like wheat, dumping their loads on the sidings in Eastern Europe. And now we've got Greece, India, and Spain. Now all in the farmers' protests. In India, they're being nasty to them. Spain is like, oh my God, what's going on now? And yeah, now that Greece has jumped into the game, the other reason why Greece is having a fit is because the Houthis, yeah, the evil ones that occupy the western section of Yemen, are basically destroying the Greek oil tankers, Greek-owned oil tankers. And you don't mess around with the Greek shipping companies. It's going to be, they don't get it. I mean, yesterday when I was in the city, let me get it here. I always stop by this one bookstore. And I picked up this book, and I've started reading it. And even though it was published a while back, it's still extremely relevant. You know, I can put it up. So, if it shows, hopefully it'll show correctly. People, write down the name, the title of the book, and the author, and see if you can get a few copies and read it yourself. I mean, it explains how shit is, the background of all the shit that's going on now. And in order to understand it, we have to know the history. And we got to understand it. We got to do our digging. And unfortunately, like I said, that Chickie Poo that keeps sending me these dissertations, she isn't doing her own she isn't doing her digging. She believes everything that the mass media shoves down her throat. At least I'm willing to go poke through libraries, go poke through bookshops. Yeah, and the other one that I got, this one was published in 2017. And I kind of glanced through it a little bit, but haven't gotten all the way through. I'm focusing on this book first. So, yeah. Start doing some more digging, folks. Understand what is going on in the Middle East, because they're sending their military-aged men into every Western country. And those of us who are women, we don't want those guys around. Not at all. It will be coming to a point, especially when the heat of summer hits us. Every woman, we may have to start having with us something that could be considered a personal protection device. It might be an aerosol something or a pow-pow. But we need to be ready, because those of us who aren't following the abaya style of dress, they consider us open season. And another thing I heard, some of these bozos that have been detained by different law enforcement, some of these guys actually have satellite phones. You know, that super expensive cell phone service that works everywhere and anywhere? Well, somebody did have a hold of one of these illegal idiots' satellite phones. And they found out that the way that phone bill is being paid, that phone was registered to a Tehran address. That's all I can say right now. Hey, this is what's going on. And we've got, I was out and about yesterday, and I saw a lot of stuff. And I picked up on a lot of things. It's going to get spooky. It's going to get real spooky in the next 6 months. From about, March till the job interview in November. Everyone needs to be able to keep themselves safe. So, I don't want to keep going on as a fearmonger right now, but it's something that has to be said today. It's anything else. I know people always are bugging about what's going on with H&R, and when I think of them, they're going to need a damn good tax attorney. That's what he's going to get nailed on. Because the taxes for those charitable organizations, they're pretty messed up. And when he does go back, he'll be sent back to his old bedroom in Highgrove. Because where else is there a bedroom that he belongs in? That's the last residence that a bedroom designated for Henry is at. Out in the boondocks, Highgrove. That's where he'll be sent. And it's going to be only him. Because somebody else is probably going to be, after the legalities are finished, she'll no longer be granted entry into any UK or Commonwealth country. There's a lot of Commonwealth countries. It could be a real headache if you're denied entry to all of them. Yeah. Pretty sad for a little girl who was once given the vice presidency of the Commonwealth. How the tides have turned. So, everyone, thank you for watching today. Next video goes up on Friday. So, everybody have a great evening. Catch everyone later. Thank you. Bye-bye.